Hello and welcome to David versus the World, coming to you not from the man cave, not from the Saab cave, but from the living room. And as you can see, my collectibles have extended through the house. You know, my wife hasn't killed me yet, but so yeah. Today I'm going to talk about something that always bugged me when you forget to take batteries out of a controller and the batteries leak, or you buy something and there we go, the batteries have leaked in there and caused the terminals to corrode, so you can't use the item. So the worst thing, I mean, these you can replace these, but the worst thing is when it's on one of your Star Wars or whatever collectibles. It happened in one of my Darth Vader lightsabers, and that was a job trying to repair that. But so yeah, so even, I mean, even the lockdown, we needed a cross trainer. We managed to find a free cross trainer on Gumtree. It wasn't working, or the display wasn't working, and it was exactly the same as this. So things you buy you can get for free, you can actually fix quite easily, really. And to do this, you need some vinegar. My wife cooks a lot. Make sure she's not checking. I've stolen her vinegar. This is 5% distilled vinegar, 5% acidity. Now sometimes if I'm going for something more corrosive, on working with the car and other like tools and things, I've actually gone to, I think it was 25%. Now things like, I mean, this can sting if it gets in your eyes, but if you're working with anything stronger than 5%, wear protective goggles, because it can burn your eye out. It's highly acidic. So yeah, so some vinegar, tub to pour the vinegar in, some tissues. Now I've got a little file just to help clean off the terminals a little bit, but before I had these, all you need is the tip of a knife. Just, you've got to be careful, just so last little bits you can just get in there and just scrape it if necessary. Then you've got to be careful, especially like with the spring ones as well, the circular springs, because if they corroded through, if you go too harsh, you can break them off, and then you're getting into a full repair then, taking it out. So yeah, oh, and some cotton buds, or if you're an American, Q-tips. It's a bad accent, that. Q-tips, cotton buds. And also, you don't necessarily need it, but WD, like a fast drying contact adhesive. Now you use this for well, cleaning electronics, but I mostly use this because it's the smell of the vinegar, and it, after you've cleaned up, I spray it all in, then it just sort of neutralises the smell of the vinegar. This is the WD, there's all sorts of makes, but you don't want to use normal WD-40, just you want the proper contact stuff. So sort of fast drying, and it won't fry your electrics when you switch it on. So, but this one seems pretty good. It's a WD-40 fast drying contact cleaner, but that's more just to get rid of the vinegar smell from me. The straps are pretty nasty. For that, I'll just take that off, and I'll probably, you just need to really soak that in water and some OxyClean. Soak it in OxyClean, leave it for a few hours, and just keep an eye on it, and it start coming out. For things that have actually yellowed, not to, you know, same with your Star Wars figures, you can use like a hot, you know, this isn't really yellow, this is just some of the muck that's come out of the battery, but you can use like hydrogen peroxide and you leave it in the sun. I might do a video on that, but there's lots of videos online, which you can also do for your Star Wars figures. Now you can either mix up the hydrogen peroxide with like cornstarch and stick it all over, or you can actually use like women's hair dye. Instead of mixing it all together with the colour, you can actually use the hydrogen peroxide in there, and that actually sticks to your figures and stick them outside. But you've got to watch the higher percentage. It can go really quick and it can damage your figure, so you just got to be careful. what product you use. But I won't be doing that on this. This is just really cleaning terminals, this video. So I'll change the angle, and here we go. Pour it in there. Don't want to dip it in to contaminate the vinegar, especially this one's for cooking. Don't use sarsens for your fish and chips, the brown vinegar, because that won't work. Right, so again, remember what I said about the percentage of the vinegar going up above the 5%, especially into your 20s, very dangerous for your eyes. So get your, I keep wanting to say Q-tip, I'm not American, dip in the vinegar, just rub all in there. And for this first, actually, there's a bit, dip that in, get a good amount in there. You can use a toothbrush as well, that helps. Toothbrush is good, just be careful how hard you're working it on the see, as you can see, it's already I'll get used to the camera, so it's already coming off. Yeah, so if you're using things like toothbrushes and stuff, you just got to be careful with a bit of elbow grease, how hard you're scrubbing the terminals, because you can break them. The higher percentage would bring it off quicker, but I've run out of that, so hence why I've nicked my wife's cooking vinegar. Again, not sarsens. Oh, there was like the bubonic plague on here as well, disgusting. Get it soaking in there. Sometimes you might have to just let it soak for a bit. Get a load on there. You don't want to saturate it too much. Nasty. Nasty. See, that vinegar's loosening it up now, so you get it point in there. Again, you might have to leave it for a little bit. You know, it's starting to loosen it up. It looks like you have to soak it and sometimes you might have to use the knife just a little bit, just to loosen it a bit. The good about Q-tips, they get in between these terminals. In between, careful not to break them off. See, it's come on, focus. See, that's quite nasty on there. It is coming off. Bloody Q-tips. I'm not American. Yeah, when my Master Replica's Vader lightsaber, I nearly cried my eyes out when I opened that up you know, I realised my last event I didn't take it out. When I say last, a few years ago, and yeah, so it's an awful feeling because sometimes it happens. I remember when a kid that batteries never used to like leak like that. I have to look at why. I don't know what's happened to batteries now. Are they just cheaply made? You know, I'm not sure. Right, so as you can see, that's already come out a lot better. It's only a few minutes of a bit of elbow grease. I've actually also nearly run out of, I could say Q-tips again. Cotton, the buds, we're in England. Don't be stingy with the vinegar. It's getting right inside between the terminals under, because with that on there it will just keep corroding. Try and poke it in between, right down inside. Careful not to snap it. The ends get quite dirty as well, so you know, you can even get down inside there, give it a good old, God, that's filthy. Ugh. So just clean the contacts inside there, another brown bit on the end. So you can spend more time on these, you can get them looking really good. So just a few finishing touches, a little bit in the side. So there you go. So you can spend more time on this if you want, but that's as good as new now. I'll just let it dry for half hour. I mean, the contact cleaner evaporates pretty quick, but with vinegar or anything, just let it dry for a bit, and then you go. You're good to go. So you think about this has still got to go and be soaked in the OxiClean. I'm going to keep looking at the camera, but there you go. Just a few things, your vinegars and stuff, and you've got a controller as good as new. Do not leave your batteries in anything if you're not using them. I never had this when I was a kid. It just seems like more modern times batteries tend to leak. I do tend to use rechargeable batteries now. I haven't seen those leak, but it will make you cry if you open one of your lightsabers and there's acid leaking out. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed this little video. I mean, this is pretty universal, this technique for other things you buy. I just want to use the Wii. I want to have a go on some GameCube games, and as I said, the Wii is good to be used as a GameCube. So anyway, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Feel free to ask any questions, and I'll see you in the next video.